Hello, hi, how are you? Pani mulimutia mikwano. Let me hope you're doing okay. So this is John's diary, and on this diary, Momani Biotukola, we talk about different kinds of things. We talk about faith. We talk about, I always come and tell you my hilarious stories here. Nemunsekerera. And I've been lost. Mubade mwebuza. Where did Joan go? I'm there in the kitchen cooking for you some things. So recently, I posted a question, and the question was simple. It said, "Girl to girl, tell us when you realized that you could never marry him." I was asking my girls, and guess what? The girls didn't disappoint. They came through, and their answers, they were very hilarious. The funny fact that I also wanted to post some answers because they related to the ones I was going to give on my side. Nehambo why come back holiday. And the first person, the first girl said, "I realized I could not marry him when I did not respect him." Now, my fellow ladies, let me give you some advice. Never, I repeat, never marry a man you don't respect. Sis, run. Kubanga, how are you going to stay in that relationship for long? Because wanumba mu relationship and now you're going for a what? A commitment. Banamwe don't go for men you don't respect. Ochitegeera. But the first thing you have to first see it like in what? In dating, in courtship, omuntu oba tomuwa kitiibwa nga mukyali awo. Kati mbulooza ogenda tuuka eri mubufumbo omuwa ekitiibwa. You don't listen to him when he says things. Gobeera tofaayo. You don't consider his opinions, Ate women who do those things babeera bo balowooza. I don't know. There's a way women understand the word femininity. I don't know. Oba bo bakitegeera batya. Bo balowooza it's dominating. Abeera mu relationship like, nga bo balowooza oba be basajja. But dear, never marry a man you don't respect. Because first of all, in marriage, he's the head. So at some point, you have to listen. You have to submit to his decisions. Okitegeera. Now later decisions zo, naye naleeta ezize. You put it on a table, ne mulaba ezisinga. But ebiseera ebisinga, nze mba mmanyi the man aba tayinza kwagaliza his family bad. So ebiseera ebisinga his decisions ziba nnungi. Naye gwe gyatuuka eri nga ne bagamba, you don't listen, you don't give a damn. I don't know, sis mwagadde, I've loved this sis because Bambi, for her, she ran for her life very fast before commitment. Another one said, your comments, Bane, were very funny. Another one said, "I could not marry him when I gave him a baby. Damn, I regret every moment." I don't know. By the way. I don't know why some, not all, I don't know why some men change. I don't know why some men change after women giving birth to their kids, Some run away, some, stay, but they don't take responsibilities, But what I love this girl, she said that she left the relationship and she moved on as a single lady, Because I think that's the best decision this woman could do. Going in that relationship, Gogamba, I have that kid, You people always use kids as excuses to stay in toxic relationships. You're always like, let me stay for the sake of my kid. At one point, remember, that kid is going to grow. Abaleke, that kid is going to grow and leave you home, the two of you. And that kid will go and start her or his own life. You will stay. In your old age, you will stay with the person you don't love because you said for the kid, choka for her or him has left and to start their, independent life. Don't. A baby should not be an excuse, to stay in that relationship. Sis, run for your dear life. Run. Another one said, I swear I read these comments and I laughed, And another one said, he cheated and blamed me for finding out. What? Yeah, guys, some men, I see some comments and I'm like, ah, man, some men, be kaza. Imagine me finding out that you're cheating and you get annoyed. Why did you find out? And they'll be like, you're spying on me. You don't trust me. And sometimes you'll be like, let me start. Those men are the men who make you to be the FBI, the FBN, because you'll be like, I'm secure. But the moment you see Akasin, you start checking their phones, you start sneaking around, to see their things. And when you find out, they will be like, this girl, what? This girl doesn't trust me. How could you blame someone? Imagine blaming someone because they found out that you're cheating. Sis, I love that because that self love was very high, was up there in the sky. You ran for your dear life. Congratulations. I don't know if you found a new relationship or you're still single. I pray if you're single, I pray you get the love that you deserve. Because settling for someone, you need to consider many things. Settling for someone, it's lifetime. That decision never take end up chuka. Aha. Another one. But another point she said he was a narcissist. A narcissist. Now this one. Wow. I can't blame because narcissism depends. It can be two-sided, by the way, when you don't know. Sometimes a woman can be a narcissist or even a man. But if you find out that your man is a narcissist, girl, run, because he's going to drain you. He's going to drain, I mean drain even your little energy that you're having. Your self-love will be underground. Most of the time, people who enter relationships with narcissists, you enter when your self-love is there. You love yourself, you respect him, bichi, 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 bichi. The moment he starts bringing out that character and you start blaming him, there's a character they have of gaslighting. Hey, a person will gaslight you. You will find out that they've done something and they will twist everything to you. And guess what? You end up apologizing. You'll end up apologizing. So, ebintu ebyo by'oku apologizing biki. It's okay when you're in relationship, like you're in courting, in dating, but when you're lucky and God helps you before marrying, run. And this sister said that she ran Bambi. Oh, like you. I love women who's for what? I love women who love themselves. You don't settle for less. In this generation, settling for less is bare minimum. Don't settle. There's this one. I'm not going to even to explain anything that the girl said. I knew I would never marry him the first day he kissed me. Guys, I'm sorry for laughing. Where did this girl live? I can't imagine. I can't imagine Banag. So the thingy, the kissing was bad. The mouth was smelly. Anyway, another girl said. But anyway, by the way, I enjoyed reading all your comments. Another one said, my ex said I don't spend on men. Wow. Wow. I don't spend on men. I'm sure that guy was a member of SMAU. In Uganda. I don't know where you're listening from, but in Uganda, there is that company of SMAU. I don't know, SMAU in full, it's Small Stinging Men Association of Uganda. It's SMAU. So I'm sure that guy was SMAU. I don't know which country he was from, but excuse me, what I know, he was from SMAU. Because SMAU men, they don't spend. The moment you spend, you're not a member. So I think that guy was SMAU. And for that case, how can you date a man who can spend on you, girl? You are the prize. But I don't mean that you don't also spend on your man. No. Spoil your man once in a while, get him things he loves, bichi bichi. Now there's this heartbreaking point. A girl called, okay, and I'm going to keep that name anonymous. I'm going to keep it to myself. The girl said, my ex said if there will be a complication in childbirth, he would choose his unborn child. Wow. Wow. But I think now this showed that the girl was pregnant. Now, if the girl is pregnant and the person says that they will choose the unborn child whom they've never met over you, now that's hilarious. I will leave you. I will leave you mukwano nziruke, because giving birth oba weewadde mukwano, you don't know what to expect. You don't know. Wow. I can run. I can run for my dear life. I can't settle for less. I can't. Now there's this one. The girl said, my mom's ex died because the hospital bills were high, not because they didn't have the money. The whole family, including his dad, allowed their mom die because there was no reason for paying such amount of money. What? Even that means is the husband of this ex's what? Ex's girl. So sentence batuusizaawo baddiya. You leave your wife to die because you don't want to spend money. But if I'm that girl and you come as my husband, okay, as my boyfriend or fiance, and you tell me those things, Butwale say, Mama, we left our mom to die because we can't spend. If you can leave your own mother who brought you to this world to die, what about me you found when we are grown ups? I think you will even leave me in the hospital to just root from there, not even visiting me, or even in the house, or even just running away, leaving me just bedridden in the house. I die, I root from there. Wow. A mother is supposed to be someone very vital in your life, and if you don't have that good relationship with your parents, I beg, don't come, because if you don't love those people you've grown up with, what olina kyogenda kuŋŋamba? What olina kyogenda kuŋŋamba? Another one said, now there's this serious point. Another one said, my ex always referred to my past in every argument we had. Wow. Now this one is not even about a gender. I think it's just about a person. It's personal, because even some women, if not most women, I've had some honest conversation with some men, and they're like, you be friendly to your girl, you open up some things to them, the moment you add a small thing like this, the girl will bring it up. That's why this happened to you, that's why this happened to you. Now this one, for this case, it was the man who was bringing up those things. I can imagine me coming to you Kugamba, and I tell you that, this happened to me in the past, and the moment me and you argue, you bring it up, boy, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for me. I just leave Kalas. Because I'm not going to tell me anything like it was a mistake. No. Things don't work like that on my side. Things don't work like that on my side. No. Another girl said, my sis, she said, he cheated twice with the same ex, so I had to leave. Now my question here is, in the first place, why did that man leave that ex when he hadn't moved on completely? Going back to someone twice, not even once, twice, means that that door wasn't closed. You had just paused that door, you come to me, maybe to run away, for maybe you had argued, you had some misunderstandings with your girl, you find me, we fell in love, and after things working out with your ex, you go back. I find you for the first time, the second time. Wow. Girl, you are very lucky. You are very, very lucky. And what I love about the comments you girls wrote, it showed that your self-love, it's there. It's very high. I hope all of you here, find men who are going to love you, who are going to value you. Because girls, you are the prizes, You are the prizes always. Another one said, my ex was stingy all around. Talk if time, attention, resources. I just couldn't. And yes, from that book of things, that's his nature of him loving me. Wow. Now this one, I was saying the things of stingy. For me, my mind had run to money. This one is saying the guy was stingy, is even with time, attention, resources. This point has brought 1,000 memories in my head, but anyway, guys, let's continue. A person will be stingy with their time, their attention. I saw a certain caption on TikTok, and it says, the moment a guy comes to you, they fall in love with you. You fall in love with them, they become busy. And one person in the comment section saying, do you always see like leaders going back to the places? Do you see the leaders always going back for campaigns after winning? And I was like, so people, after getting what they want in their hands, they start, taking it like they want, They start, like being extravagant with it, they don't see the value of it. Wow. Atenga, in that point, you have to value it more. You have to give your person time. If you're going to be busy, it's just a matter of texting. I'm going to be busy. If you have airtime, credit, talk to them. I'm going to do this. But even time, wow. Guys, Bambi, you've dated men. You've dated men. Now this one said, another girl said, he played me with more than 14 girls. I see these comments and I'm like, are these girls real, or it's just it's just for fun? How can someone date 14 girls at once? Girl, I hope you left, and I hope you left when you're healthy. Because sometimes, even if you don't live with HIV, you always live with those stupid things of STDs, You always live when your soul is very broken. Sometimes not even the body. Okay, the body may be broken, but when your soul is broken, when you're mentally not okay, you hate yourself. And now I'm adding, if you're unlucky, even you live with a disease. Wow, I'll be living too. I can't. Like, no way. No way. I can't be staying in that relationship. Me too, I can't. Staying in that relationship, you'll be like, let me stay, he will change. Women have this thingy of like, I don't know how they created women. Women think that they are like, there's someone who said women are created like mothers. Women are created like mothers, so they think, I can change my man. Are you a mother? Like, are you their mother? Are you even God to change a person? Are you even a person? Like, are you even their mother? Are you even God? But you can change. It's only God who can change people. It's only God who can change what? Who can change people? Another one said, he would attend my wedding if I invited him, and he said at the end he was joking. Now this statement made me remember, but sometimes you can go and cook. These women who do like wicked marriages, yeah. I saw a comment, and I think it was on TikTok, and the girl said, you go to do that, you do the house showers for your man, like on weekend, and he'll be seated in that couch, and he'll be like, the man he is going to marry is going to be very lucky. You can cook, you can do this. Now this is the same case. I can't imagine myself being, washing yoga jeans, yoga dirty shoes, and you tell me, but if your man married you and they invite me, I would come. So that means I'm not even in your plans. I'm not even in your plans. Bambi, you girls are broken. I just hope girls who wrote here. I just hope girls who wrote here, you're healed, you found good men, and if you've not found them, work on yourself, heal, like work on yourself. Let the self love be high. Just pray that spark comes back. But let me tell you the truth, the honest truth from my own experience. Leaving a certain relationship, leaving a certain toxic relationship, it takes you some time. Let me tell you guys, it takes you some time for that spark to come back. The spark you had, like to come back, it takes you some time because you're like, you want to heal, and sometimes even you want to go to a certain relationship, but you have that fear. What if this happen? But Bambi, my advice is don't fear. Don't fear. The way you survive that relationship is the way you're going to survive this one if it doesn't work out. But I just pray the next one after your heartbreak works out. I just pray you get a man who is going to love you, who is going to respect you. I saw a certain video, and I was like, yeah, this video is important. It said you, things to some, there are some things people always post, things to consider in men, things to consider. You have this man, your man has to do this, your man has to have this. But I think now this part is for spiritual, it's spiritual. Yeah, it's spiritual. The guy said, dating a man, like you have to date someone. It was for me. It was for women. Was it for women? I'm not sure. I need to first remember properly. Yeah, I need to first remember properly. But what I know, the guy said that no, it was the pastor. The pastor said that in order to find a godly man, that man has to be able to add on you spiritually, because that man, first of all, he's your cover. That man, he's your cover in your home. He's going to be the head. That man has to be able to wash you with the word. His desire has to be your holiness. The man has to make sure that, like, it has to be that my desire for this girl is to be sure, like, to be of more Christ as a result of marrying me, because the Bible says, love women as love your wife like the way God loved the church. So that man has to reach a time and he be like, if that woman had not married me, she wouldn't be this. That man has to love you deeply, like the way Christ loved the church. That man has to wash you with the word of Jesus. I know kubanga naye akugattako. If you love a man, nga all your spiritual things, nga all of you are stagnant, you're somewhere. Sis, don't go for him. Don't go for him, because if both of you are not serious, one of you has to be. If both of you are not that into God, like you have to be into God, like very serious, because the Bible says, omu bwagwa omulala muyambako. If one falls, one has to help the other. That's why marriage has to be like that. When one gets weak, like they can't do things anymore, one has to come through for them. So that man has to love you like the way Jesus loved the church. He has to make sure that he's one of the reasons why you're more rooted in God. Don't love a man at again okukendeza ate okwagala Katonda. You've been loving God, you've been attending church, you've been praying, you've been doing this. Now you fall in love like this. You stop talking to him. You stop even attending church. Now you attend church, but you start skipping because you have to go visit him. You you stop meeting up your people, like, you know, your Bible studies, or you stop picking calls. He tells you to leave certain groups in church, you know, he just takes something from you. He's not adding on you, sis. Don't date a person who doesn't add anything on you. Girls, thank you so much. But now I'm really humbled for the comments. I'm really humbled. I'm really thankful for all of you girls who posted those videos, and sorry, those comments, who wrote those comments down. And I'm really glad that I didn't mention your names, because it was for safety reasons. Maybe your man will come through and see this and see your comment. But anyway, people who are watching this video and they are girls, just put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. What did he do, and when did you realize that you can marry that ex of yours? Because the next video, guess what, I'm going to put, I asked men, when did they realize that they couldn't marry the exes, like the girls they had in the past? Thank you for watching. If you've watched and listened this far, I'm really humbled. Thank you so much. This is Joanne's Diary. Continue watching, continue subscribing, continue sharing. More content and more content is coming up. Thank you so much. Bye.